Hey there, how's it going? It's Vicky here, and today I'm going to explain how to get clients without having any case studies on your name. And yeah, for those who don't know me, my name is Victoria, and I've helped educators, coaches, and consultants generate over six figures of revenue. And yeah, I've done it all using online marketing and really just online marketing techniques. So yeah, without further ado, let me just get into it. So, how can you get clients without using any case studies? So I think there's two ways. First of all, right? So people don't buy because the only reason why people buy from you. So let me just actually write it down. So the only the only reason people buy is because they have enough confidence in you. Yeah, right? They have enough confidence. And the ways that they can get confidence from you is through you, your clients or case studies, and your system slash offer, right? So understand that you need to understand that. Let's say you're on a sales call and you're talking to a prospect or to a lead, and you're doing all the line of questioning and you're asking them all these questions, and then some part at the end you actually say that, look, we're a good fit, so let me just explain you how we do it, and then you walk them through your pitch, and then of course they're gonna have a bunch of like different objections, right? So and people really just do have objections just because they have a lack of confidence, and this lack of confidence comes through either because of you, your past or case studies, clients, and your system. And so in case you don't have any clients or case studies, this means that the only way for people to get confidence from or use up this confidence is just through you or through your system, or mostly offer and guarantee, right? And so yeah, let's just cover that. So I think I'll start first with the offer and then with the you, right? So let me just start like how to get confidence, how to give, let's say, confidence using confidence, Jesus, confidence, how to give confidence through your offer. So I'm pretty sure last time we covered what is a good offer and what is a bad offer. So let me just cover one more time. So a bad offer. So what is a bad offer? Bad offer talks about your service. So you say things like, "I provide health coaching," right? Which is just a service. So you shouldn't be talking about your service. Bad offer talks about your service. Bad offer doesn't have a timeline. Bad offer doesn't speak about the outcome. And bad offer doesn't have a specific niche that they're talking to. What else? And so on. So a bad offer is something like, "I provide health coaching," right? So this would be a bad offer. Now a good offer does have all of these things that I just mentioned to you, right? So has a timeline, has a specific outcome, has polarization or is specific to an audience, right? Audience, etc. And then so a good offer would be something like, "I help executives I help executives lose 20 pounds in 30 days, or you get your money back," right? So for example, this would be an amazing offer, right? Because it also has a guarantee, right? So it has a guarantee, risk reversal, it has a timeline, specific outcome, and so on. Reversal. And the more of these things you can actually include in an offer, the better the offer is, right? So you can actually have just this without the money back guarantee, but it wouldn't be as good, right? So yeah, and the goal of a good offer is kind of just make sure that people feel dumb saying no to this offer. So it has to be really, really good for people to say yes, right? So how can we actually give confidence or bring more confidence just using your offer to the prospect that you're speaking with? And so, for example, you're in a sales call and the person says, "By the way, can you please give me like testimonials," and so on, right? And one of the ways you can actually give a rebuttal to that is just say, I can give you any testimonial you want, just like any other of my competitor. What I do really think that matters is that the fact that I can help you lose 20 pounds in 30 days, and if I don't help you achieve that, you get your money back. Isn't that more important than any testimonial you read, right? So what you were kind of trying to do here is that instead of kind of going the rabbit hole of actually, like, instead of us trying to, I don't know how so instead of using any other excuse that you could have used to you know to say about these testimonials, what you do is, instead of that, you kind of loop it back to the outcome that they want to achieve, right? Because them reading testimonials will not help them achieve the outcome that they want, right? They're just kind of, what they're doing is just redirecting the decision making to some other person, or a testimonial in this case, instead of actually taking the responsibility of making an action, right? So the only reason people will need testimonials or case studies is to self-assure themselves and kind of give this responsibility away to other people and not to yourself, right? So instead of doing that, what you're saying is that, please don't do that. You're the one in decision making, that you are the one who needs to make this decision, and everything that we covered today will help you make this decision, meaning that you'll get to lose those 20 pounds in 30 days, and your wife will love you more than she ever did before. And if you don't do that, I'll give you the money back, right? And so here, what you're kind of using as a confidence building is your offer, right? But what is really hard is that to make great offers, you need to build your product a lot, right? So the better the offer, the easier it is to sell, but the harder it is to build a product, and vice versa. The worse the offer, the harder it is to sell, but the easier it is to build, right? So what I mean by that is that not everyone will be able to have the same offer, not every health coach. So because some health coaches are really great health coaches, and for example, they know that they're able to help people lose X amount of pounds in X amount of days with a certain guarantee, but not every health coach will be able to do that, because not every health coach has the same level of quality of services, right? And so just to mention, the harder it is to build something, the easier it is to sell, because you can provide the better offer, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I think I covered the good offer versus bad offer. So every time someone brings you this kind of objection, like, I need to see other testimonials and so on, just say, really, like, you really don't know. Like, what you need is just a good offer, and you have a risk guarantee and so on. And I can, like, you also can just upfront tell the prospect that I can give you any testimony you want, but so can my competitors. And these days, testimonials don't mean anything anymore, right? Because if you really think about it, in business, you can make testimonials out of thin air if you really want to. Okay, so we covered the offer and system. Can I highlight this? Oh yeah, that's so cool. Okay, great. So, and the second one is through you. So how do we actually have to give confidence through you? And if I'm being completely honest here, the only way you can give a ton of confidence through yourself is just through your own conviction, right? So when I didn't have any clients, and it was really hard to get clients at first, and it will be for you as well, but the only thing that I really did know is that I will do anything in my power to make sure that these people that I'm working for make the money. And I don't care even if I make money. And by the way, with your first 5 clients, that really shouldn't be your goal to make money. With your first 5 clients, your goal should be just to learn the game of business, the game of your service, that it is, let's say, coaching, or I don't know, marketing services, or SMMA, or whatever you're doing. And so I just had so much conviction in myself, because I knew that I'll work day in and day, every single day, 24 hours 7, just to provide just to achieve the offer that I provided to them, right? Conviction really is just being purely convinced that you'll move mountains to achieve the thing the thing you're helping them to achieve, right? And the second thing is to be paid after results, right? So for example, in terms of marketing services, I'm in marketing, right? So that's what I have the best example in is, for example, you could only be paid, so your pricing strategy could be is that I'm only paid on results, right? So in this case, for example, it would be weird, but it could be also possible, you should test it, that if after every £5 you're paid like $500, right? And so point here being that you only get rewarded after you help them achieve the thing that you promised them to achieve. And what it really does make sure is that you're working as hard as you can to helping them to achieve the goal that you promised. And also it reduces, as you can see here, and it could be actually tied to offers, is that it reduces the risk on the client. So they feel like they're more in control and they don't feel so, they feel less risk because they know that they only get to pay you after you bring them the results, right? So you can also use that. However, I always tell people to still get a upfront fee, still get an upfront fee, because free clients are the worst clients. And also you need to make sure that the clients are psychologically committed to also do the work to achieve the outcome, right? So even though, for example, that's literally what I did. I said that I'm only gonna get paid after I'm gonna bring you X amount of show-ups or X amount of bookings. And yeah, that's how we decided to work with my first clients. But I still asked for an upfront fee of $800. I think it was my first one, $800. I said, just pay me $800. I'll have my some resources to actually set up all the systems, and then after that we'll work paper results, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would still always ask for an upfront fee because it makes sure that you get better quality clients, and those clients also put in the work to make sure to achieve the outcome. So yeah, that's really how you get your first case study, your first clients without case studies. And again, if there's always a objection, I need to see case studies. What you can always say as a rebuttal is that, if I just write it down here for you, so the rebuttal would be, first of all, any provider can give you case studies, but not every provider has this risk-free guarantee, for example. And also, you can call them out. So you can say that every time that I speak to someone and they ask me to show them case studies, what they really means usually is that they just want to kind of shift the responsibility of decision making from themselves onto someone else, right? Because that's what it really is, right? So at the end of the day, they're still the ones making the decision, and so any case studies won't change it, right? So, and yeah, I really hope that helped. If you have any questions, pop them in the comment below. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.